Last year we left our safe job, winning the title with Barrow, to join Stoke in a dogfight to survive relegation. Critics hit at me. Everything was against us, but we managed to keep Stoke up, scoring good goals, and now we need to go again to make sure Stoke aren't in trouble. And could we potentially build them up? And here we go into a new season. Welcome people to season 3 of the Journeyman. The aim of this is not to rebuild Stoke, although we want to do that, but to win the 5 major leagues in Europe. And this is the team that we have. We do have like the CONCACAF and Euros going on. I don't know the names of some of them, apologies. But we've got Patterson, Rigo and Aronson on international duty. That is a rarity for saves like this. We should have players back from loan. Or no, I think we just stuck them out on loan. We've got one youngster and we've got a team with a dream to not only avoid relegation now, but hopefully do something better. Right, a position change. Lamine Cisse, 73 as a right midfielder. That was something from last season. We don't have Danny Rose here as our assistant. We've got a new coaching network. We've got new scouts, which is where we're going firstly. The media still predict us to not have a higher up season, just a normal one in the championship, and that is due to the Stoke budget. They know it, 7 million. They know it's decreasing with every year that passes and Stoke not being in the Premier League, which I believe they belong in, and us having to fight for promotion according to the board. So they want to go against what the media think. Any extremely strong teams in here? I mean, despite almost getting relegated, when we played games, we weren't too bad at all. We've got Everton, who we stole a player from last season in Patterson. We've got Leeds, we've got Burnley. We potentially have more job offers available. But I'm going to ignore that. We want to stay here and we want to get a scout out in Marcus Bond. Form a bond with some more youth players, getting them through and getting them into the first team. We go to the country we are coaching in every time. So we're going to go England. And that's the thing about our next job. I know I'm thinking so far ahead. But which country do we go to? As France, for example. We could try and win Ligue 1, which seems the easiest choice. Although PSG always dominate it. And speaking of France, we've got a French spine. We've got Areola, Bocat, Cisse, and I forgot we just signed a right midfielder who can play at centre-back even, Kurda. But we want to sign more. With a bench that frankly says, we're not getting promoted, it's not strong enough. A player that spoke on potentially leaving can play every position possible. Brendan Aronson, as I'm going to start off today by speaking to my captain. I've spoken to him more than the assistant. Brendan, stick with us. I know you've still got that interest in clubs elsewhere. If a big bid comes in, I will sell you. I know I will, because I'm not going to keep you here against your will. But I will try and get us promoted. I'm going to make signings optimistically to get us flying. And he says that sounds all good as long as we stick to selling him if a big club comes in. I think I've been doing that well in this save, and I think we've got a decent team overall that should be aiming for promotion. Now, the bench is kind of weak, especially with the age of players, so even selling them wouldn't make us too much money. For example, Gallagher's going. I need to get my face mod back on. But also, big shout out to Beta 10 Mods for helping us, because this league's got 5 tiers. Or England does. We started in the National League. If you haven't seen episodes before this, please go ahead and watch those, because it's been an eventful ride. Kind of spoiled it in the intro, but the other videos have got so much going on, so make sure you do subscribe as well. Race to 10k, potentially before FC27. Although I'm just enjoying the journey at the moment, and that is kind of a tough start. We lost to Watford last season in the FA Cup, Burnley away in the second game, Derby County, and West Bromwich Albion as where do we sign? First of all, do we stick to the formation we've got? Because now we've got 2 decent right midfielders. We changed Cisse to that role, but he could stay up front. I think we've kind of got to stick to our style. Cisse did well. Can we go a bit more vibrant, attacking wingers? No, I want to stick with that, but I also want to go ball playing. I know it's against what the players want, and I do want a helper here who comes back. Rigo, not to a centre-half, maybe a deep line playmaker that builds up. As when you think of the best teams right now, ball-playing defenders, midfielders that come back and help them out with our challenge to become one of the best. We've got to try and be like the best. Now on the bench we've got Anderson and Gibson, not 2 great centre-backs. So maybe that's where we strengthen. Lawal I trust, but then we've got Ibn Fayan. Aronson as the captain, despite not being truly a leader. I've got to give him the armband, but I also want to get a leader in the defence. Fayan only 24. And with us aiming for promotion here with Stoke City, we don't really care about the age of the players. Sorry, it's just true. we do have to go. We have to go and get a better club in a different league to win a different trophy. Now, any really cheap ones? In the top division we can bring down, I'm seeing 80 rated, still valued around 10 million. Okay, so maybe you've even a decent option on its own, but I'm going to keep on searching for true itty-bitty gritty defenders. Now, I've found 5. Gym City looks the most expensive. Kyprie experienced at getting out of this division previously. Harry Maguire, we know about Maguire, but he's a bit expensive. Paddy McNair, promotion with Hull, but I've got a player I do want to sign here. At the bottom, for 2.3 million only, he is a captain figure. I know he's never been the captain at Brighton with Dunk, but Adam Webster. He just screams dropping down to the Championship. Now he's turned to 33. Can we offer 1.9? I still need to get my mod back in the game. 2 million. Acceptable. Acceptable. Let's take him in. That will be 2 75 rated defenders next to each other with a 24-year-old on the bench. And look at that. We signed Devaney last season. Completely forgot about him right here. Rigo is a man as well I am trusting because we've got decent DMs. At the club, that's one position we don't need to sign in. There's the lone players out. I knew I was forgetting some. Nathan Turner. And where is he? Tavo Vilho. Not much growth, and we've got to try and get friends again with Robert Bozanic, because there was bids coming in for him. But I kind of want to keep him here now we're getting the ball rolling. Or do I? Because Cisse can still play up front. The first team looks exceptional. I trust the left back Bocat. And I really do trust Rigo. Yeah, screw it. Let's get him out because I've got an actual plan to sign a huge player. No one in particular, but a strategy with 1.65 million made. And that gives us 6 million. Now, I spoke on the leagues added to the game. Sure, I want to save some money for January, but we do have the Brazil League. Thanks to Beta 10 Mods. Brasileiro Serie A. Search for a striker, a potential Wonderkid. Potentially the next Pele. At Stoke, this is what we need to do. There's also real-life players. Playing out here, we've got Filippo Tezera. Affordable, 22-year-old, 80 potential. Player Jorge. Remember him in the game a few years back, Luigi. There is Paulinho, I remember him as well. But he's not affordable. Yuri Alberto, the bottom one. I think we've found our man. In this window, if we throw everything at bringing this man to the Championship, Felipe Tezera ahead of Watford, who once got a Brazilian superstar. In Richarlison, this is a huge boost going into this season, our first full season at 2nd division level. How's it gonna go? And he starts on the bench for this mammoth occasion. We're on the Sky Sports cameras. Here we have Watford. The media don't fancy me anymore, lads. Can you believe it? Just after a little bit of bad form and lifting Barrow up a division, they've all of a sudden forgot about us, so make sure they don't again. Make sure you go out as heroes. Don't get relegated again. Kayembe, Bove, they've got a decent team of Watford, but with the signing of the Brazilian now on our bench, I've really got faith we can do this for ourselves. Go and get a promotion. Good header. Low. Going for it. Devaney getting the ball back. We've got a few Premier League rejects now. Webster, Areola, and Devaney. Devaney getting a good run in the middle. A big save by Baxter. He's the man that picks up on the loose balls. By the way, I think I'm going to give the new signing maybe the number 9 or 10 shirt. That's how much I trust the Brazilian. He could be the player that would potentially take to a lot of clubs with us. When I said I want to take a player from club to club, we are dominating Watford. Just no goal to show for it here. Run near post. Aronson's still at the club. No bids in for him. We've got Webster in the box now. That's kind of an outlet, like Big Dan Burn. A player I could have looked at, but never thought about. And there's the first half, 0-0. I kind of wanted that early lead. I kind of wanted to start this season off really on the front foot to show these fans we're not as the media expect. I am not a written-off manager. We're just getting started, and we're not going to be facing relegation. We're going to be better. There's Cisse with a shot, but surely you took a knock. I don't know about that, but I do know I'm actually going to put the new boy on. And hopefully he's got pace in his legs because Rigo stole the ball up the field. Low ran through the middle. We go to Felipe instead. He's cutting inside. He's trying to drive a shot in. Brendan Aronson, Justin Devaney. Here goes Nathan Lowe. Now we're going to pick the normal option. Not force the ball to anyone. He's onside here. No, he isn't off. It was onside. Teresa was onside. That's an EFL ref for you. Duomo Jr. Do not let Watford steal this game away from home as well. They should be nowhere near getting a result at Stoke City. We're going to turn this stadium into a fortress. Lawal to bring this away. The pass on to Felipe Tesra is going over the top towards Nathan Lowe. Touch and shot. It's in the back of the net. Tesra with the assist. And we do win our first game of the season. Look at the scenes in the corner of the Bet365. I told you, we're getting to this top flight as quickly as possible. Wanting the early goal, but striking in added time will do me just fine. Stoke City start as you mean to go on. Huge win at home, which sits us nowhere near top of the league because we only scored that one goal, but it's a marathon, not a sprint. 3 points from 3. I'm going to simulate a few games before we get on to the next one. Signings potentially could be done for now. Cisse, I'm sorry, my friend. I've kind of screwed you over changing that position because Felipe Teresa, what an assist off the bench. Media picking up on how Stoke have got really good scouts now, finding a Brazilian. Oh, and picking him out of the Brazilian leagues. What an idea that was. I think I'm going to go up to the next game, which is in next month's fixture list, the difficult one. Everton, with a suspension to the centre-back Lawal. I think Ben Gibson steps in. What a ground. The Hill Dickey in the second tier. Now, Everton wouldn't be a bad job to take. I'm going to look at the jobs available, but I know I've got a job here to do at Stoke City. I don't want to be a manager hopping after less than a season each time. We spent a year and a half at Barrow. I kind of want to outdo that here at Stoke. Maybe we could take Stoke to the Premier League, but I'm not thinking that far ahead. We're still in the career building stage, and I still haven't spoke to my assistant manager. Maybe we need a different one. Alcaraz. What a goal, by the way. But yeah, assistant manager thinking going on right now. Signings are done in the window, but signings might not be done off the field. Nathan Lowe. Head that, win that, straight down to Justin Devenny. What an opportunity, by the way. We're taking the game to them at least. Here he goes again at number 8. Into Kurda, still keeping his place on that wing. Played really well last season when called upon. Here's the captain, Aronson. Look at the twinkle toes. We signed Patterson from Everton. Ryerson does well. It's been a while since we actually lost a game. I believe it might have been Hartlepool in the National League. That's played games, by the way. So come on, lads, step it up. Teresa could come off the field for Cisse. He had that good assist. A bit quiet today, but same as Kurda. I think I'm going to take Kurda off. I think I'm going to try Cisse on that wing position. What a flick by Nathan Lowe into Teresa, who should be scoring. What a flick by Nathan Lowe, by the way. I'm talking about the Brazilian a lot. He's part of this team that could work really well. Rigo. Oh, this is a really nervy game. Win that ball, Webster, and Aronson to whip it in towards our big man. He just doesn't win the header. We are taking the game to an ex-Prem club that shouldn't be at this level. Cisse, handball! We are correct as well. Penalty given. It's a lucky one, but a chance for the captain, Brendan Aronson, to level things up here. They take their goal scorer off, and Brendan Aronson from the spot, the ex-Leeds man and Captain America. And this is America colours, this kit. I've only just deeped that. He levels our game up. Not long to go now. Don't lose it. Everton starting to dominate. As soon as we score that goal, we let the other team back on top again. And we let Dewsbury Hall run. Lads, don't do that. Rigo, don't commit. Rigo, I thought was going to be brilliant. It seems a little bit average. Big header. What a chance to win it at the end. Very dramatic endings to the two games. And something I've just noticed as well. Carabao Cup we simulated. We beat Southampton. And we did beat Barrow, where Danny Rose was residing, but there's links here. He wants to become the assistant manager again after disappointment. I wonder what that means. Well, I can tell you now, they didn't get promoted. Altrincham in League 2, that's good for them. But yes, Barrow stuck 15th. He failed to get them up. And that is sad for our ex-lads. Look how much they've grown, by the way. Matt Healy's up to a 70 and could do a job even here. David Moore. He's less than $1 million. Cheap player. But I am now going to speak to Danny and probably the board after this. Danny, come and be the assistant. I know you're the coach at Barrow, but this is a big job. And he says he likes his stint in management, but he kind of thinks I'm right. And ladies and gents, we've got our assistant back. We have had to sack our, I think it was Mendes or Mendarcia, something like that. Danny Rose comes with the 5-star attacking coaching. Joining up again are the two lads. We worked together at Barrow, if you, again, haven't seen episodes prior. And I am so excited to have him back with the next game up. Our first test. I know Everton was against the next Premier League club, but Palace are Premier League. They sit third under Pierre Sarge. Wow. Okay, this is going to be a huge tester. We've only lost one game in game, and it looks like we can apply for the Ipswich job. Not going to be doing that, and where is it? I think this is a test for Cisse out on the left, Seko in at CDM, Tezgel in, and maybe we do go with Ibn Fayan. Also, Simkin in goal. Massive game, massive one for the return of Deveni. Looks like they're doing well without him, and that's a shame because it's a really good player for us. Then again, their loss, our gain, and play our game, and we win. We've been winning almost every single game of this save. A few draws in there. Only a defeat to Hartlepool. I'll keep repeating that whilst I can brag about it. Low, there's a run on from Deveni. Almost the opener. They've changed their team around. I think they've got, well, they've got a Rose out wide. They've also got no Mateta. We know he's in our division as well as Jeremy Pino. What a flick. What a save by Simikin. I know he's struggled a bit in real life. I've done my Stoke City knowledge test online, quizzing myself on them. Brendan Aronson. We've got the outlet of Low, but he's just ran a bit too quickly. With Chris Richards picking back up on that. Urzo into Kamada. Get out to him, Justin Deveni. He took your position, so take no prisoners. Attaboy, that's a brilliant tackle onto Tezgel now. We've got a speed forward. The Brazilian's out the squad. Tezera for Tezgel. Edge of the box. Deveni is there again. Charles on the turn. We need to select the right player. Here we go. In the middle. Daichi Kamada. He's found the gap. He's found the goal. Second half starts now. I don't think I'm taking that Ipswich job because, yeah, we don't want to peak too soon. Maybe we go abroad next, but we build Stoke. Shutting our move down almost instantly. I don't like this passing. Sosa with the flick. I can't get out of the way of our own players, and Ibn Fayan. I should have gone with the experience of Webster. God damn it. The game's gone for us. It's a test. Get other players playing. It's our second defeat. I can't use the Hartlepool brag any longer, but there's little Alan trying to make a run in. I forgot about the youth entirely, you know. We've got youth promotions we could make. As here's Alan for his mini cameo. If we could put him in the transfer window as well, that would be good. But it looks a bit rash. Not ready for it, as that's what the media asked. They asked about our new star boy. Coming off the bench, I wouldn't call him it just yet. I still want to keep a few players grounded. And ourselves, most importantly. 6th after 14 games. This is not a relegation dogfight. This is good. Good from Stoke City. Then again, the youth. Don't think I forgot about it. Want to promote some good players. Want a better year than last year for finding undeveloped talent. Not the best scouts in the world. We've got Peter Taylor, who was already here. But the man I found is Lee Bull. His potential says 76. But when you look at them stats, imagine developing each stat each season by a +5. He could be something really special. And something to loan out next season when we get this squad fully ready. This taking on promotion fight in Leicester, just like ourselves, looks a monumental team. And a team that I trust to get this job done. Because I am sensing a good season. Fatigue kind of struck us, but we did want to play that Carabao Cup game. A long old massive slog of a season is the Championship, so we've just got to try and deal with it. Home record, I want to be good. I want to brag about it. Rigo, into Low, into Justin Deveni. He needs to be calmer with them long shots of his. In towards Cisse, on the wing now. Low, hit that low. He was looking for the opposite corner and just not finding it. Webber, straight away with the header away. And another change for this team is Aronson. Not in terms of personnel, but I thought he'd be a real team carrier. He's not. He's just a part of the cog that makes this team tick. Come on, Cisse. Finish that one off. But yeah, really big fan of him. Big fan of this team taking the game to Leicester City here. Hamza Chowdhury goes in the middle, like I always say when I play Leicester. Did do a rebuild on the channel with them. Patson Daka never has that in his locker. Come on. Okay, it looks like we're not going to breeze every game. Leicester City, wow, okay, you're better than in real life. El Canouse, he's playing for Morocco at the World Cup as we speak. Why are we keeping him so onside? What is that running from our defence? Big save, Areola. That is so close, you know. So tightly close. Felipe Tesra goes back into Rigo. Rigo through that gap just into Venny. He will keep testing it if you give him space. Like the Everton game now. I'd take a draw. Nathan Lowe. He wasn't even a starter here when we came in. Just into Venny. Oh, he's so unlucky. It's off the bar. Chowdhury with the header away. Pushing on the Leicester door. We've just had to stop a counter-attack. The tactical foul. Hopefully I don't get known as a manager who loves tactical fouls. I don't want to be that kind. Oh, my days. Why is Bocat keeping every single player bloody onside at every moment? That is now 2 defeats from 2. We fall out the playoffs, as you can see. 8th position. But not bad, and one thing we've never had to worry about is our own job security. We've turned this team from rock bottom into 8th. Within, what, half a season we've been here. Just 3 quarters. Fans are on our side, everybody's on our side, and they want a good cup run, it seems. That's something I've never really thought about. The board want more money. I mean, we have only gone down to 1 million. I think we've had to pay compensation for Danny Rose. Getting an assistant isn't cheap, and we're heading to December, where we've got to try and pick out a game to play. I like playing 5 as episode, and I do want to go towards the end of the month, hopefully survive, hopefully Portsmouth, because last season we had a good time on the coast. We won our first game here as Stoke manager, and we do want to try and repeat it, as our name is in the mix for the Ipswich Town job. I think we've got to shut that down, because I don't want to take it. I want to take the risk of staying with Stoke, as this is our 50th game in charge of the Potters. And how time flies when you do 2 episodes per season. It has really flown. We've had to simulate a few games up to this one. Hopefully wins, as let's just calm it down a little. I've gone with Cisse up front, Kurda on the wing. Nathan Lowe gets a rest because he has put a monumental effort in so far, and we do have a squad of players to try and win the league with. I want to use Aronson a bit more as well because the captain's a bit null and void. We go through the middle so much. Devaney might have not even needed to be signed if we stick to Aronson in the middle. That's a brilliant ball towards Kurda. Come on, we can't go out on a defeat. We cannot suffer another one. Ebu Adams running forward right there. Lawal with an absolutely immaculate tackle, and Teresa. That was meant for him. Cisse. Lamine Cisse's chasing them down. We need goals here, lads. Webster. He's been such a colossal at the back, the new number 6. Here goes Kurda. Lamine Cisse, let's give you a goal to shout about. No, don't walk away. To be fair, he should be in the false 9 role, not Teresa. And it seems with how attacking I'm trying to actually play, it's opening the game up a little bit. There's Colby Bishop finding a ball behind Bocat, but he actually keeps his man offside for once. Segacic goes too early. Webster goes straight out wide into Kurda, dribbling into the middle. Kurda turns out, feeds the ball out again to Patterson. Here we go. Kurda through the middle. Felipe Tesra just into Venny. Aronson making the run, but he swivels inside. Can the Brazilian mark his start here at Stoke City? Squeaky chair, but he does not. And it's getting to be squeaky bum time in terms of where our next goal is coming from. The more high the timer gets, the closer we are to low. He needs to come onto the field. He makes stuff happen up front with his height, versatility to drop back as well. Devaney looking for Lamine Cisse though, and this could be the chance. Teresa! Oh, I was going to try and pass it, but I just went the low driven, and Cisse scores the goal. A keeper error, but a key error we needed to get the decisive goal that has been haunting us. Brendan Aronson, good hounding out of the ball. Teresa, I didn't give him that number 10 shirt in the end. Aronson's got it. Here's the captain going again. Twinkle toes, Captain America. He holds it up. He always looks for that ball. He finds Kurda again. What a switch he's got in his locker. And I've gone for Tesgel now. We're actually winning. I'll give Lowe the full rest and the lowdown. Is that handball? No, it's given their way. But Emre Tesgel I want to grow as much as Lowe. I want to grow every Stoke City player, young and old. We're a manager that doesn't pick favourites. No. Oh, we followed through. Oh, it's a yellow card, Eric Bocat. I said I trusted him, and he's kind of let us down in a few games with his offside trapping, with that tackle there. Colby Bishop, I'm dummying one way, and he skied it! That is a mental move. He needed to score it to keep pumping the game, at home as well. There's the 10 added minutes because we've made so many substitutions, but we've made a counter-attack happen. Cisse Tezgel! Stoke City win away from home on the South Coast, beating Pompey, keeping the dreams alive of a potential playoff spot in the Championship.